Just a couple of days ago, one of my viewers asked me something in the comments section of one of my head shaving videos, and I thought it was a wonderful question. Now, the answer that I'm about to provide, I've actually covered in other videos before, but I've just never devoted an entire video to this topic, and now I'm wondering why. So I want to address it here. And the question came to me from Richard Rickard. Here's what he stated at first, and then this was his question. He said, "I'm 21 and about to shave my head within a month or so. Any mental advice for going out in public newly bald?" Now, let me tell you something. I do have an answer to this question. And the reason why I think it's a good question is because it's very clear to me that a lot of men think about shaving their head, but in anticipation, there's a growing amount of anxiety that goes along with pulling the trigger. And I get that. I remember when my wife first said that she thought shaving my head would be sexy. I was like, no, I'm too vain. I didn't really want to deal with the jeers and the comments and the criticism if there was going to be any, but I didn't know for sure. Okay, I just kind of assumed the worst, and that's not entirely a bad thing. But just going off of that right there, assuming the worst, how do we deal with this problem? Because I did deal with it, and I think I dealt with it right from the very first time. But I'm going to give you my advice, and I think that if you heed what I say, you won't have any problems. And believe it or not, anything that you're going to experience goes away rather quickly. Now, you know as well as I do that you can expect that the color of your scalp is going to be different than the color on your face. That's going to be a stark contrast, but the even starker contrast to other people is going to be the fact that you once had hair and now you have none. So there's a double whammy there. Just keep in mind that the first thing you could do is wear a cap. Okay, now this is a no-brainer. You probably already thought about that, but some guys don't even wear hats ever. But go out and find one that you like if you don't have any already, and be prepared to wear it. Okay, the next thing you can do is you can laugh with them when they laugh at you. And believe me, people will laugh. Now, not everybody means to be mean about it, and others do. Okay, but let's be real here. If you were them looking at you, you probably laugh too. You might not do it to their face, but you will do it behind their back. And that sounds mean, but that's just reality. I mean, you have to think about what they're seeing. It is different. It's so different. It's like seeing a car crash, you can't help but kind of stare and wonder. But here's the thing. When people laugh at you, don't try to philosophize. Don't try to pick it apart as to why they're doing it or how much they like you. Just simply laugh with them, okay? Nothing puts the fire out faster than laughing with them. And what's more important is laugh equally as hard as they do, okay? Just make sure that's what I did. That's what I did. I mean, I remember when I went back to work the next day after shaving my head, I got laughed at a lot, and I laughed just as hard with them as they did. And you know what happened? It stopped really quick. It takes the wind out of their sails, and they actually begin to sympathize with you. And then what happens is they begin to come up to you and go, "So what was that like? What does it feel like? I thought about doing that too." But initially, that's not what they're going to do. So laugh with them. The third thing you can do is outdo their criticism if they have any. Most people will not criticize you, but in the event that they do, and more than likely it's going to come from a woman if it's going to come from anybody. But when they do criticize you, they say, "Look, I really don't like that on you." They do that with beards, okay? They say, "Like, I don't really like your shaved head. You shouldn't have done that." Same thing. Match your criticism. Don't criticize them. Criticize yourself. Say, "Listen, if you think this is repulsive, you should see what else I shaved." And strut like a peacock and act like you're about to unbuckle your belt. And watch them flee.
Why are you running? Why are you running? Yeah? You owe me money. You have to give me back my money.
Trust me, it works. It works. It really does. Anyway, so at least in my case, it does. So outdo their criticism. It's very important to remember that. I mean, I just, like I say, don't criticize them. Number 4, get some sun. You know, if you are just self-conscious about the whole thing, wear a cap. But when you're not around anybody, go out in the sun for about 10 minutes, take your cap off at different intervals, and allow yourself to get some vitamin D. This is going to help a lot. You don't need to add any kind of artificial colors to your head, any kind of, just go out and get some sun, take a walk, you know. And what happens is people, here's the thing, people just don't know how to react. I don't know why. I don't know why they care so much, but they don't know how to react. So this is what they do. They're critical, they laugh, they might ask questions, they make it all about their business when it probably shouldn't be. And what eventually happens is, as happened in my case, one woman told me one time, she goes, it was somebody I had worked with for a while, she goes, you know, when you first shaved your head, I didn't like it because it was so different, but now I can't imagine you with hair. And so, and people like it. They really actually down deep inside more than not, they like it. Now, here's another reason why you might anticipate having some anxiety about going out in public. And I know you didn't address this directly, Richard, but I'm gonna answer this anyway because it will eventually come up in your mind. When you think about shaving your head, you're a little nervous about the possibility of cutting yourself or having irritation because, after all, you probably shaved your face, your neck, and you get these bumps. Let me tell you something, your skin and your head is not the same. It's not quite the same. But when you think about possibly having nicks or irritation, razor burn, that just compounds the problem of unwanted attention. What I want to tell you this, and I didn't address this in earlier videos because I wasn't doing what I'm about to tell you now. What you could do is you could avoid using the razor altogether, and that will go a long ways. Get yourself a nice electric shaver. Now I actually use the Bald Buddy by the Cut Buddy. And I absolutely love this product. It has 5 heads, 4 of which pivot to contour the landscape of your scalp. And it's a real quick shave. You know, just buzz your head down as low as you can get it with clippers, and then use the Bald Buddy or some electric shaver to go over the entire, your entire head. And you won't have that bowling ball smooth feel. It'll be very, very light stubble, but hardly any at all, you know, about a 12-hour stubble. But it's a very close shave. And then what you can do is use some aftershave butter that like Bald Buddy provides. They have their own aftershave butter. It smells like gingerbread. It smells absolutely wonderful. You could use that, and then that'll cut down on any kind of irritation and whatnot. So you still need to use that, but you don't have to use a razor the first time out. In fact, you never actually have to ever use a razor. And you know what? When you use an electric shaver, you're not gonna get cuts. You're not gonna get, well, you could get irritation depending on how your skin is, and that's why it's important to use other products. But you won't get the cuts, so you won't have that to be self-conscious about. So keep that in mind. And also, what you have to remember too is that not everybody's gonna criticize you. Some people will love it. If a woman comes up and says, hey, I like this shaved head, can I rub it? And that will happen, by the way. That will happen. Say yes. Tell her to make a wish because you are. Yeah, just tell her it brings good luck, something like that. But not everybody dislikes it. Some people will really think it's the jam. So I would keep that in mind too. But if you follow my advice on all these things I just said, you're not going to have any problems. You know, just take the criticism and the laughter head on. You know, and just, you know, follow these other guidelines, and you're going to be great. It'll be smooth sailing. I mean, literally smooth sailing. So I hope that's meant something to you. If it has, like this video, share it, leave a comment. If you have any questions or suggestions for me, definitely leave a comment and I'll address it in the video. And And make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already. That helps a lot too. So always check the description of my videos, okay? Because I have a lot there that you can benefit from. So guys, I will catch you in the next one. I hope you have a great day. Let me know after you shave your head if you've run into some of these things and how you've treated it. If you've taken my advice, let me know what the results were. And maybe I'll make a video about that. So, all right, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.